In 21.2, work together, we're journalizing entries for deferrals. It says journalize the following transactions for Boji Law Firm. And on September 1st, we signed a contract to provide legal services to Johnson Corporation for 6 months. We received cash in advance, $12,000, receipt $345. Our date will be September 1st, receipt $345. The title is going to be unearned legal fees. I'll try and squeeze that in, unearned legal fees. It will be a credit for $12,000 and cash debit for $12,000. It's asking us to fill in these T accounts with what we just journalized. So cash is going to get a $12,000 debit, and unearned legal fees will get a credit for $12,000. The next transaction says we journalized the adjusting entry for legal services performed for Johnson Corporation, and this is on December 31st. So what we have to do is we have to go back up here. We have to figure out we received $12,000 for 6 months of legal services. So if we take the $12,000 divided by the 6 months, it's $2,000 per month that we're officially charging this company for our legal services. But now on December 31st, it's asking how much was actually used up. So if we signed for this contract on September 1st, we've got September, October, November, and December. Here's 4 months times the $2,000 per month, and that's going to be $8,000 that we officially earned. So what we have to do is we have to do an adjusting entry. On December 31st, and we are going to debit unearned legal fees for $8,000. So that's taking $8,000 from here, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of transfer it to legal fees because we did officially earn them after the 4 months. So we can go ahead now and put these into the T accounts. Unearned legal fees is going to get a debit of $8,000, and legal fees gets a credit for $8,000. The next transaction says journalize the following transaction for Johnson Corporation. So it says we signed a contract to receive legal services from Boji Law Firm for 6 months. We paid cash in advance, $12,000. So if you notice, it's the same thing as this. Here we were the law firm and we were receiving the money from Johnson Corporation. So here now we're the other side of it. We are Johnson Corporation and we're paying Boji Law Firm. So in this situation, the date is still September 1st with check number 672. For this one, what we're going to do is we're going to write down prepaid legal fees, a general debit for $12,000, cash credit for $12,000. We can go ahead and show that down here in the T accounts. And then what it's asking us to do is we journalize the adjusting entry for expense occurred for legal services provided by Boji Law Firm. So once again, if it was $12,000 divided by the 6 months, we're still dealing with $2,000 per month. On December 31st, we're still dealing with 4 months times the $2,000. We'll do an adjusting entry for $8,000. So here we have adjusting entries on December 31st. And we are going to debit legal fees expense for $8,000, and we credit prepaid legal fees. So if I do legal fees expense for $8,000 and prepaid legal fees is an $8,000 credit here. We have one final question being asked of us, and that's number 3. It says, what is the balance in the prepaid legal fees account? What does it represent? So if we look at the prepaid legal fees here, the balance is $4,000 because I have a $12,000 debit. So I'm going to put a $4,000 balance. And it says, what does this represent? And it represents the amount we still need to pay.